Hello everyone and welcome to a progress video, the second progress video inside of the Lovelier Funland. I haven't done this in a very long time, but yeah, I labeled that video as number 1, which means I intended on doing a number 2, and here it is. Here is the second episode of the progress videos for the Lovelier world. So how I'm going to do this video is for anything that's new, I'm going to be showing you it and then basically telling you my favorite feature or standout feature from each build because it would take so long for me to go through everything. So the first thing that has been added that we first see over here are these mini shops. There are a bunch of them. So there's a little lemonade, a food one, flying fish, a hot potato, and if you head down over here, we have the melon moments, Crazy Gal Milk Bar, Nice Cream, and the Snack on Track. So the reason I like these so much is it's a good way to kind of make mini franchises. For example, if you guys know, let's say you go to McDonald's, you have the giant McDonald's store, and then you go inside some sort of bigger store. For example, they usually do this in a store like Walmart. If you go into Walmart, they have a mini McDonald's store within it. So that's kind of what this is. So you have like the big main stores over there, and then just the mini ones located inside the Funland for everyone, which I think is a really cool feature. And then also over here, we have the Ferris wheel and the balloon pop game, and also a little ice cream truck. Gotta find something to put over there, but I think it's really cool to have this row nearly finished, and we just need like one more thing. So yeah, just a few games and some ice cream right over there. So the first new game on the front row that I have not shown yet here is the dog assault course. And what I like about this is if you guys didn't know, this represents a bigger version of a build that I made a long time ago, and it definitely stands out to me because it is representing that build. So yeah, that's the thing that stands out for me. Also the eyes on there are very, very funny. So yeah, and then the next thing that we have to look at over here is the volcano. And what I like about this is definitely the smoke on top, because that was very hard to do, but I think it looks really awesome with it all going up there. And yeah, I think all the detailing around the outside. Recently added some black stone in here on a live stream. Just chucked a few pieces around by the lava. So I might actually throw a few more over here because it seems like we have a bit of a pattern. So I'll try and break that up a little bit. So yeah, I love the black stone for sure. New block to be textured in, and also the whole volcano and the stuff itself. I think it looks really cool. So now I'm going to be going to is row number 2, which is this one. So let's start off over here all the way on the left with the Tumble Tower, and definitely my favorite thing about this build for sure is the view from on top. The view from on top is such an awesome view. I love to get this view every episode of Lovelier Funland to see what it would look like from up here. But look at this view. Like, this is insane. You can see nearly everything in the Funland from up here. Look at that. You have all of that. You can't see the creeper coaster, but you can see the new farm over there. You can see all of this. Look at it. There's so much to look at from up here. And you can even look straight down. The view will be even cooler though, because there'll be more stuff off in the distance. And there's the new monorail over there. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite thing here. Next, we have the turbo type games, which obviously the snail is incredible because it's a snail, and who doesn't love a giant snail? And I also love that it's on a racetrack, on a actual track themed, and the fire is really cool as well. In the back behind that, so definitely a cool feature for this snail over here. And yeah, that's my standout feature from that one. Next is the bouncy boats over here. I don't know why I forgot what it was called, but they call it like froggy hops or something. But yeah, I don't really know what stands out. I kind of just like this game in general. I think it's pretty nice. I like how there's a lot of scenery around it, and it definitely gives it a really nice feel when you're inside of here. You feel like you're on like a beach theme, and you look around, you have a lot of scenery, you have the rocks all detailed up, and yeah, you have actual frogs, which is cool. And definitely what's cool is the redstone, because there's no actual trails. It's all through commands, which is pretty cool. So that's a cool feature for that one. So the next thing for row number 2, if we go all the way over here, we actually have, this is kind of in between, but this is new, the snow throw over here. And definitely my favorite thing about this one is the house. It was actually really hard to do it, but the house I think looks really good now that it's all said and done. I think it looks like the house that we kind of wanted to go for, like a kind of cartoonish style yellow house, and I think it looks awesome. Also really like this building a lot. I think it's really nice as well. So yeah, that's for that one. And then for the flop game over here, my favorite feature about this game is probably the different colored torches. I think they kind of, I don't know why, it's something very little, but those different colored torches very much are like, yeah, this is team blue, this is team red, and they even have the torches, like I said. And now we can even potentially throw in soulfire torches. This isn't for other. This would be not the right color here, but we have a light bluish torch now, which is really cool. So yeah, that's definitely something super awesome like that. And now, this haunted house, I believe, was here last time. But the last thing of this row number 2 for this one, actually, there's 2 more, would be the newest game, which is the Pew Pew shooting range. And for me, again, the biggest thing normally, I actually love the barn. Red Skull ended up designing the barn, and it looks really awesome, especially from here. But yeah, I love the scenery. Scenery, I feel like makes everything, like all the paths and all the crops and the flowers and the leaves and all the detail that goes into building this stuff. That definitely does it for me and makes it stand out so much. I also really love the house because I think the blocks on it, the blue crimson wood or the warped wood and the warped high I don't know. I still don't know how to say that, but I think they stand out really nicely. And yeah, that's what it is like over there. So really nice build. Yeah, that's that. And then last but not least, we have this game, which is another fairly new one. The Spleef Chief over here, which definitely, obviously for me, is the snowman. The snowman looks really cool right in the middle, and the ice spikes around it look really cool as well. Gives it an awesome theme rather than just being yellow and blue, which is definitely our goal for everything. But yeah, very nice one. Still have some paths to do. Never ended up finishing this, so I have to fill in this path here. I have to fill in the path around this, but I'll get to that, I promise. Well, obviously I will. So, the next thing over here, in row number 3, actually, would be Crystal Waters. So, Crystal Waters is one of my top favorites. I love this one because it kind of blew up into a water park, and it still has the Crystal Rapids within it. Unfortunately, Crystal Waters, the game itself, is not in it, but we kind of made it so all of this is Crystal Waters. There's so much scenery that goes in, there is so much time, and we were able to fit it into a fairly small space and make it look really good. And there's so many different options in here, and I love it. It's definitely one of my favorites, and glad to have it here. So that's really it for that. For this one, I love how we were able to transform Roadhog. I think it's an awesome transformation because we made it have a theme. Everything we can make have a theme is awesome. So it kind of makes sense, like a wild west, and then you have the pigs that are lost, have to find their way through the Wild West town. I think it's really cool. It became kind of an adventure. Unfortunately, it's mainly a one-time play thing, but usually you don't play the Roadhog too many times because it doesn't even work. But at least we were able to make it work. It is, like I said, you can really only play it once. Unless you switch sides, then you won't know where the button is, but it will work for new players, though, which is cool. And it definitely looks cool. Definitely a cool look from around the world. So the next thing in this row is Flower Power. Flower Power is Flower Power. I love the buildings. The buildings are really cool. And then you have these flowers in here. I think that's a really cool feature. And they kind of look like the Mario flower. But this build is just ginormous. It was a huge project. I really loved that we were able. The game felt not so dynamic when we first built it, but then when we went through and added the tunnel that goes down here, it definitely added another layer of deception, another layer of sneakiness, another path to go on. So that was definitely the goal, to give you more mobility in the game. So glad to be able to do that, and yeah, I think it's really cool. Also, the reset button is so awesome. How you can just reset it all so easily. Yeah, but yeah, that's Flower Power. Definitely a standout game because it's so ginormous. And lastly, for row number 3, we have I forget what this is called. I think it's called Ambush or the Ding Dong game. One of the two. But I called it as Ambush because I thought it was more fitting. So, yeah, Ambush decided to make it into a chessboard. I'm actually very proud of this one because we were able to give it an awesome theme, and I think it looks really cool. And yeah, the giant chess pieces look cool, and basically I think all of it looks pretty awesome. So very thankful to have been able to get something that looks pretty awesome for this. So yeah, definitely cool way to end off row number 3. For the 4th row, the first thing we have over here is Broth Brawl. Definitely a really cool build because it's kind of located, it's kind of represented by a campfire within a forest, and I think it captures that really nicely. And look at it, it's just, you can tell there's a campfire underneath. It looks really nice. And yeah, it's just a pretty cool build in general. So that is definitely another nice one to have. Then next is the Rubik's Cube, which my favorite feature for sure about this one is not that the scrambled factor does look cool, but inside of here, the clouds on top. This was a late minute idea by Blue Future, but it's just such an awesome feature. Like, look at it. There's just clouds on top. It's awesome. And yeah, I'm still blown away by walking in here and seeing that. So if you guys didn't know about the clouds, if this is like you haven't seen that, but now you know, it's pretty awesome. And I wouldn't really call that row 4 because there's not really much to it. Actually, we'll count these ones as well as part of row 4 to make row 4 less short. So this, because they're kind of both in line with that, so this would be also part of row 4. We have the Reindeer Rodeo. Reindeer Rodeo is very simple. I love the reindeer. That was very hard to do, but I think it looks really cool. And it kind of, unfortunately, it doesn't look that normal if I'm looking on straight, but it's supposed to look like it's looking this way and looking that way, because if we ended up making it looking straight, the head would be too wide. It's a very hard thing to do, so that's why it's looking to the side. And then you have the nice little house over here, which is a pretty cozy feel. And there's even snow being tracked onto the inside, so kind of realistic. So yeah, there is that. And now next thing over here we'll go to is the Water Rush. And this is definitely one of my top, this is probably my second or third favorite game in Stampy's actual Funland. This one here is definitely up there. It's part of my top 3. I love the scenery. It took me so much time. Blue Future mainly did the build, so he did the pagoda here. He did the actually I did the gazebo, but he did the actual build itself. He did the redstone, but I went through and I did all of the scenery, like, and I'm so proud of that. I also was able to make this pretty cool fountain here, which is I'm pretty proud of. But yeah, I love the scenery. The scenery for me makes the build. I really do like it. It's one of my favorite things in the world. All this scenery, I love doing scenery is very time consuming, but it makes such a big difference, and I love the end result. So that's why I always do it every time. This is definitely one of my favorites, and I don't know, it's up there. It might be top 3. This and Water Rush are my 2 favorite things I've seen so far. And I think my 3rd favorite is coming up soon. So another thing that's really nice is the raindrops. I love, love, love the water falling. Such a cool idea. It stands out so much in the sky. You could see it, and it's like, wow, it's raining. I think it's such a cool feature. Rainbow also looks really nice. I tried so long to make it look good, and Blue Future did it in 2 minutes. So yeah, I couldn't get that to work. And then the pot of gold, which is pretty nice over here. And now, last but not least, also the tower is really cool, is the last row, I believe, which would be row number 5. I guess we have one thing in row number 6, or I don't even know. Maybe those are all row number 6. I don't really know. So row number 5 is the last long row we have, which is the What Goes Up game, and another game that didn't really have a theme, but I'm glad to give it a theme, which is the hot air balloon at the kind of airship yard, or the air balloon yard, I guess we'll call it. So yeah, we have the hangars. You shoot through the hangars at the minecarts. Still works very well, and you know, there it is, and I love it. I really do. This is not in might be my top 10, maybe in my top 15. There are a lot of games, but not my top 5 or anything. But I do like the hot air balloon a lot, and I like the hangars a lot. I really ended up liking how this game turned out. Circus, I really like the circus a lot. The tents I'm very proud of how the tent turned out. It was very hard to do, and I love how the poles kind of stick up and make it look realistic. Where the poles stick up, the tent sticks up as well. That shape is a very hard shape, and I think I ended up doing a good job on it. You guys are really the judge of it, but I'm very proud of that shape. It took me a lot of time to do. Very difficult, and I think the sides look a little bit strange, but that's actually what it kind of looks like. It looks pretty much like that, but the front is definitely the standout feature. But when you go insides are really nice as well. How you have in here, it's a really cool feel because you walk up through and then there's just all circus in here. And yeah, that's all I really gotta say for that. It's a pretty nice build. But yeah, definitely, probably my top 15, maybe top 10 for that one as well. This one is my last one of probably my top 3 right here. This was such a pain to do. It's a Lovelier World, but the globe on top, you cannot miss it. It's such a standout feature. I love it so much because it looks realistic. You can tell what everything is. This is America. That's South America. This is Europe. You can see. I said you can see twice. Nice English. You can see the UK. You could see Ireland. You could see France. France, Spain, all that stuff. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm not dumb, right? France is up here. Spain is down here. This is Portugal. I don't know. This is where I get confused. Most of Russia, Africa, Italy. You can even see Madagascar down there. Australia right in the corner down there. India, China, and where's Japan? Japan has to be. There's Japan, I believe. So yeah, you can see all of it, and you can even tell what everything is, which is an awesome feature. So, and then you have the giant ocean over here, which is very much realistic. So, yep, there it is. There's the globe. Globe's awesome. Huge shout out to Red Skull for ending up laying that out. And yeah, it's definitely a fun build. And also the ride itself. The ride itself is awesome. If you guys want to see that, you can go check out the actual tour video. But yeah, this is such a cool build. Top 3 for sure. Maybe even my favorite so far. Actually, no, Water Rush might be my favorite. This might be number 2. Golf Course is another one I really like as well. But now Mohole. Mohole, I love the carrot patch around it. At first, we weren't really sold on it, but it's definitely grown on me so much. And the mole it's so tiny, so simple, but it really adds a lot. So there's that. There's the mole. Hole right there. Right here, we have the Pong Game, and this was actually a really hard game to come up with a format for, come up with a theme. But we made a retro. As you can see, I've been speaking so much I can't even speak English right. Look at this mushroom. I didn't even know this was here. I think Blue Future probably did that. So look at this retro theme we have here. So yeah, that was what we decided to do. Make a retro theme. We were gonna make arcade machines, but we ended up saving that for a different game that you will see in the future. And Minecart's still going around making it switch. It ended up It actually ends up working pretty well. You don't need a pig anymore, but it actually does kind of work, which is awesome. And here it is. Pong has a whole bunch of cool flags. The flags really do make a huge difference on the side. I can assure you that it looks very boring, but pretty cool build. Probably not one of my favorites, but still pretty cool. Now the last few, Investigator. Ooh, this is a really nice one as well. I love scenery here as well. Oh my gosh, it blocks the door. I need to, move some of this. Yeah, it's a little bit too much there. But Investigator, very nice scenery. Again, scenery makes such a huge difference here. I like how we kept the original gator because it's like the original standout feature. And it looked pretty good nonetheless, so you'll recognize it's Stampy's gator right away. And then you have the little hut over here, the investigator office, and even a little witch's hut for just extra detail over here, which I like. And I actually really like the interior of this as well. Then you have witch in here, so, and the cat. So yeah, very nice in here. And I can't get out because the witch is trying to escape. How do I get out? Ready, sneak attack, get pranked, witch. Haha. Look at that. So yeah, there's that. And now the last 2 we have for the day, very long progress video. But we have the Castle Crumble game right over here. Castle Crumble looks really nice, especially with the theme sides. Also made it a 4-player game to give it some more dynamic feel. So I guess you just rotate around, and the last team with a block in it ends up winning. And then over here, last but not least, Fashion Sense. I love the star on top. It's the same as Stampy's, but it definitely adds so much to the build. And yeah, also I don't know if you knew, but we added some flowers in front. But yeah. Here it is. So, like I said in the video, this is not an official video, but in the next Lovelier World video, these guys will have a name, I promise. Judge Girl and Judge Boy will have a name. I said that in the next, what video? The shooting range video. They will have a name, I promise. And, yeah. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching this video. It was kind of long, but I hope you guys enjoyed looking at everything again or getting my thoughts on everything. It's pretty awesome. And yeah, look at the clock tower. Looks like it's like half dead. There we go. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone.